These are the best makeup products of all time in every category. I've been a cosmetic brand owner and product developer for over 14 years, and when I tell you I've tested thousands and thousands of makeup over the years, I've tested a lot. So when I say I've narrowed this list down, I've spent a lot of time testing, researching to give you guys the ultimate list of my favorite makeup products in every single category. This is not sponsored, by the way. You all know I keep it real on this channel. First up are primers. My favorite primer, which is a silicone-based one, is the Lancome La Base Pro. I love this because it's so silky. It glides really well on the skin. It fills in any fine lines and pores, so when I put my foundation on top, it just sits beautifully. It gives me the most smooth texture that I've ever had, so I cannot do my foundation routine anymore without putting this down first because it feels like butter on the skin. Not that I want to be slapping butter on my skin, but you guys know what I mean. Next up, we have setting sprays. So I have two to show you all. So one for hydration and adding like dewiness to the skin where you want to get rid of any powder on your face. I love the Peach and Lily Glass Skin Veil Mist. It is such a hydrating formula. I use this as a toner. I use it to spray on my face if I feel like my powder is too thick and I just want to add some moisture on there. It's refreshing, it's hydrating, it gives a beautiful dewy look to the skin. And then my other one for locking in the one, I don't have it. I just ordered some. It hasn't come yet because I ran out. I'm telling you guys, I've ordered 4 bottles now. This is my 5th and 6th bottles. I ordered 2 more. It's the Melanie Mills Hollywood Spray. This, you guys, locks in your makeup so good. It's an aerosol one. I've demoed it lots of times on Instagram, so check it out if you want to see that, but it is the most phenomenal spray. It's owned by an independent owned brand, a woman owned brand, so I love supporting independent brands, but that spray, you guys, I'm telling you, it locks your makeup. It will last all day. It doesn't break me out. It doesn't irritate my skin at all. It's such a great spray for making your makeup last literally for hours on end. And then the last category we have is brushes. So my favorite brush brands by far is Anisa brushes for the face. This Pinnacle foundation brush is the one I use every day. I have 3 of them. I buff it into the skin. It is my go-to for face brushes. I love the foundation brush. I love the concealer brush. I legit use these every single day. It's a women-owned brand, so I'm happy to support them in every way possible because the owner, Anisa, is an amazing person. She's kind-hearted. She does a lot of charity work. I really respect her a lot. And then for eye brushes, I really like the Haku Hodu one. These are Japanese made brushes. They just started selling synthetic ones, so if you guys are looking for some vegan options, they have some that are very soft, a lot of great eye shapes. Haku Hodu makes some great ones. And then I love the Wayne Goss, but I haven't seen Wayne's brushes back in stock on Beautylish. So Wayne, if you are watching, please bring back your eye brushes. They are phenomenal. I miss them so much. I have one set and I cherish them. If I lose one of them, I start freaking out. I'm like, where's my Wayne Goss brush? Because they're so good. I love his eye brush. So those are my 2 favorite brush brands. Next up is foundations. Now I have 3 options for you guys in different finishes, from dewy, matte, and satin finish. So you all know my favorite for the dewy one is the NARS Sheer Glow. This is honestly, I'm not even joking, it's probably my 12th or 15th bottle. I can't even keep track anymore. I have so many of these. Like, I literally have multiple bottles and multiple shades. I have a couple more downstairs on hand right now. I'm not exaggerating. I have 7 bottles. Someone said that they might discontinue it. I freaked the hell out. I drove to Sephora and went to Ulta. I grabbed every shade and backups that I possibly could because I was like, please don't discontinue it. It's my favorite. So I love this one because it has medium to full coverage, but it's dewy, but it doesn't make me look creasy. It doesn't make me look caked up. It gives me the coverage that I need. They have a wide range of colors from fair to deep. The only thing I would say that they need to work on is the undertones. These do pull pretty warm. So if you have cool toned or olive toned skin, you're gonna have to get a mixer with these to make it work for you because they pull very warm. But for me, it works out because I like a warm undertone. One of the many shades I wear, depending where I'm at in my faux tanning session, is medium 2.5, or sometimes I'll wear medium 2, but it's a great formula, you all. And just trust me, use it. Get the Anisa buffing brush, you all. This combo is chef's kiss. Now for a satin finish foundation, I love the Armani Luminous Silk because this gives you a medium coverage as well. It looks like skin, so it's not too dewy, it's not too matte. So if you want something that looks just like skin with a very slight sheen to it, but it gives you just great coverage, this is a beautiful formula. It's never creased on me, it doesn't oxidize, it lasts a long time. It's a beautiful formula. I feel like Armani does skin really well. Their concealers, their foundations all have worked really amazing for me me. That's why I love this one so much. It's a cult favorite. Read the reviews, don't take my word for it. And then for a matte foundation, I have a good drugstore one for you all. The Milani Conceal and Perfect. Now this is a matte formula, but she is thick. So when you apply it with a sponge, a damp sponge. That's the best application that I get for this one. If you try to buff it in with a brush, because it's a thicker formula, let me show you all. Like when you pump it, remember we talk about viscosity in my videos on TikTok and Instagram. If you're not following me there, go check that out. Go subscribe. I teach a lot of tricks over there. Viscosity is really thick, so when it just sits on the hand like that and it doesn't move, you need to apply it with a damp sponge to get it to spread out and be more even. So what I do is I stipple it on like this. It is full coverage. So if you have oily skin, you want full coverage, this is your girl right here. It doesn't cake up. It gives me a great coverage. It lasts all day. I wore this for 16 hours. This sucker did not budge at all. It's a really, really good foundation, and especially for drugstore. Next category is concealers. The best concealer I have tried of all time, and this is a fairly new one, but I've been wearing it since it came out and I cannot stop wearing it, is the Natasha Denona one. I love this one so much because it glides really smoothly on the skin. I wear it under my eyes. It doesn't crease. It doesn't make my eyes look cakey. It comes in a ton of different colors. Like, she did a fabulous job, you all, of giving you such a wide range of undertones as well as shades from light to deep. So I think the color range is amazing. I love the packaging. It has this soft touch handle. It's a unique component. I even love the wand on here where it's a triangle shaped wand. I think every little detail of this concealer was thought through very thoroughly. Like, whoever did their product development did a fantastic job on this. This is by far my favorite concealer, and it says a lot because I've tried a lot of concealers. The one that I personally wear is N3, a neutral 3, but again, just go to Sephora or Ulta and get it swatched on yourself so you could pick your best color, but hands down, incredible formula. Next up is blushes. Now my favorite blush, and this is new to me this year as well, is the Patrick Ta ones. I really like this color, She's a Doll. It's this bright pink one, but I just got two and I'm starting to like this one, is the Do We Know Her. It's this peachy one. Is that not a gorgeous color too? But the one I've been wearing the most is She's a Doll. Now I love this formula because on the bottom you have a powder, and it's a very smooth powder. It's not too cakey, and it has a satin sheen to it. So it's not overly matte, so it looks dry or dull in the skin, but it's not so shimmery. So if you don't want shimmer on your face, it's a great medium kind of satin finish. And then I like that there's the cream on top, so you can wear either one or the other, or you can mix them together. And that's what I do. Is, you know, I put down a little bit of the blush, and then what I'll do is I'll pick up some with my finger, and then I'll put it on top. So I get the saturation of color from the powder, but then I put the cream on top. I think genius concept of having the cream and powder together, but he keeps that cream from getting sticky or gross by having that little plastic piece on the packaging. So packaging, flawless. Colors, beautiful. Formula, very creamy. Pigmentation is perfect. It's not too much. It's not too light. We have to keep adding layers on. Like, everything about this is flawless. Patrick did an amazing job with that. And then for a liquid one, I really like the Rare Beauty. I know everyone loves these and talks about them for a reason, is because it's just a great formula. I like the packaging. I love the doe foot wand on here, and I love how pigmented they are. I think if there was to be any tweak at all with these, maybe back off on the pigmentation just a little bit, so those who are beginner to wearing cream or liquid blushes, it might not scare them off too much. So with a light hand, absolutely gorgeous. I like applying it with kind of a dual fiber brush like this one. It just really blends into the skin and gives me a beautiful finish. Next up is bronzer. So this is a newish one to my collection, but it is by far the best formula I've ever tried. It is the Makeup by Mario bronzer. I have the color medium. That's what I'm wearing right now. Looks flawless on the skin. I love this formula so much because it's not too orange, it's not too gray, it's very neutral, so it works for a lot of different skin tones, and it's not too pigmented. So the thing with bronzers is when you're formulating it, if you make it too pigmented, that's when people start getting that stripe in there. You want it to be a bit buildable, and I think Mario did a fantastic job with that, because if you do one layer, I usually apply it. I have this Anissa angled cheek brush, and I pick up a little bit, and let's do this side. I put it here under the cheekbone and I do one layer for like a soft everyday look. But if I'm doing full glam like what I have now, I go back in with a second layer. I put a little bit around the side of my forehead and such. It's just a beautiful formula that it builds really well. It's very soft. It looks like skin. It's not thick. It's not cakey looking. Absolutely gorgeous formula. And then for a cream version, I really love the Rare Beauty ones. I just discovered this a few months ago and I'm already wearing it down because I wear it so much. I like this formula for the same reason, and that it's not overly pigmented and it's really creamy. If you guys remember, I used to always wear the Fenty ones, but I actually like the Rare Beauty ones better because let me show you how much that glides. Do you see how that blends out? The only thing I wish with these is that they weren't too warm. It pulls a little bit too orange for me, so if they backed off on that orange, made it a little bit more neutral, it would be absolutely perfect. But it's still my top one because the formula is very nice. It's easy to wear. It's not hard to blend it out at all. So even a beginner using cream products, these would be beautiful to try out. Next up is powders. So let's start first with the loose powder. My top one that I have tried is the One Size Beauty. This is a beautiful formula because it looks flawless on the skin. It's not thick or cakey. It's not too heavy. It gives me a little bit of coverage, which I need. I like getting these sponges from Amazon to tap it on. So I just pick up some in that lid right there. So I pick it up in the sponge like that, and then I just press it onto the skin, but it's lightweight. It doesn't settle in my fine lines. It mattifies the face, but it doesn't look dry or dull. It still has a little bit, just a very tiniest bit of a sheen there. It's beautiful. It's very finely milled, and I love the packaging too because it has this little opening here so you can dump it out. You can close the lid. I think Patrick and his team did a great job on that. So great job, Patrick. I've known Patrick for a long time, for many years, and he's a sweetheart. Behind the scenes, he's a really good person. I'm happy that his brand is doing really well. He just came out with other colors too, a pink one and a golden one I haven't tried yet. I have the translucent one and I love it. Now for pressed powders, this is not going to surprise you all. I love the Fenty Beauty ones. I have multiples of these. I have 4 in my collection right now. The colors I have are 200, 185. The one in my purse is a 120. I have varying shades, and let me show you guys, like I actually use them. Do you see I'm hitting pan? That's just number 1. This one I just bought, but there's already a dent in that one. Like these are my favorite powders because they give me coverage, and I use that same sponge from Amazon, and anytime I need to touch up, I just take it with me. It has a little bit of mirror, and I throw one of these in my purse too, and it's not thick or cakey, and I'm telling you guys, like look at my skin. Do you see how smooth it is? Whenever you guys say, oh, you've got a filter on or this and that, I'm telling you it's not. It's retinol. We'll do a skincare video later. I'm telling you guys, get on that tretinoin or that retinol. I'm telling you, this powder fills in my pores. I have pores, I have redness, but this gives me such beautiful coverage. Like I'm telling you, if they ever discontinue this, I would probably cry. It's my favorite powder of all time, and I love the packaging. I think Rihanna did a great job on that. Which, side note, I work with some of the same vendors that Rihanna has worked with, and my vendors told me that Rihanna actually shows up to meetings. You guys, she's very hands-on in her brand, and so with her being a celebrity, her making the time to actually go to meetings with vendors and meet with them says a lot of how much she cares about this brand. So I'm a fan. Next up is highlighters. Now this one, I don't think they're selling it anymore, but I'm still putting it in here because like this video says, best makeup of all time. Even though it may not be sold right now, I'm hoping they bring it back. It is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Amrezy Highlighter. You all, this was the best highlighter ever made. I cannot even deny it. It is the perfect color for all skin tones. It's a nice pale gold. The sheen on this is absolutely fabulous. Like I hope they bring this back because it is hands down an incredible formula, beautiful finish. I mean, look at the sheen on this, you guys. I hope you can pick it up on camera. It's a soft sheen. It's not glittery. It's not chunky. It gives you that very luminous glow. I like applying this one honestly with my fingers, just kind of tapping it in like this. Do you see that shine? I'm risking it putting it on my face because it's so old at this point, but I don't care because it's so beautiful. Like, look at that shine. The best cream one I love is the, you guys, it's not shocking, I talk about it all the time, the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Fill. Phenomenal formula if you want something that's very lit from within. It's not chalky, glittery, it's not this stripe of highlight. It's very natural looking, and I like the formula because you can mix it in with a foundation, you can wear it on top. I like the packaging, I like the wand on here. Do you see the finish of that one? This is light medium. I like to put it on the back of my hand and either apply it with a concealer brush like this. Let me show you guys the finish of this. Do you see how beautiful the sheen that gives you? It's glowy and youthful, like you just had a nice run this morning and drank a green smoothie and your skin is just fresh and glowy. That's what I feel like it gives me. Even though the reality is I did not go for a run. I drank a really big venti coffee from Starbucks and then I sat down and checked some emails. That's the reality. Next up is brows. Now for brow pencil, I love the Senna Cosmetics Sketch a Brow. I don't hear a lot of people talking about this one because you mostly find it on Amazon. That's where I get it. But the owner of Senna Cosmetics is an absolute sweetheart. She's been around for a really, really long time. She was actually the first one to create iconic brow products. And this is my favorite to this day. I probably have purchased at least 15 or 20 of these over the last 15 years or so, and it's still a great pencil. I like this one a lot because it gives you a very defined line. The colors are very natural. They're not too orange, they're not too gray. They look like actual hair strokes, and it's not too dry, it's not too creamy. It's just everything about it is absolutely perfect. And then for a brow pen or brown ink, I like the NYX Professional Lift and Snatch. Angie actually told me about these. Hi, Angie. This is my favorite formula for getting those hair strokes because, let me see if I can demo it, you guys. It's what I'm wearing in my brows right now. Let's fix this brow right here. So what I do is any spots where I have this baldy spots in my brows, it just gives me the faintest of lines. It looks like actual hair strokes. It doesn't bleed, it doesn't fade, and the colors are very natural as well, and it's inexpensive. You can get this at pretty much any drugstore, so love that for an ink. Next up are the liquid and cream shadows. So for liquid shadows, there's not a ton on the market, but these are fabulous. The Danessa Myricks Color Fix. These are what I use underneath my powder makeup if I want a really saturated color, or if I just want to wear cream shadows and not even deal with powders. They come in these little squeeze tubes like this. I have her little acrylic piece here that I pick up with a brush. So what I do is I kind of mix it on here. You can mix it on the back of your hand as well. You just have to work kind of fast with these because they can dry out if you don't start blending it really quickly. But I just blend it under the eyes and it gives me such a beautiful base of color. And then you can let it set. It almost makes the makeup waterproof. It sets so strong on there. It lasts all day long. So if you want something that's very artistic, long lasting, gives you a really strong saturation of color, these are amazing. And she has a lot of different ones to choose from. Do you see how hard it is to wipe these off, you guys? These are no jokes. If you need something for summer that's waterproof, does not budge, these are it. Then for a cream shadow stick, I really like the Laura Mercier one because they're very creamy, they're easy to work with. So the Laura Mercier ones, let me swatch that for you. I got like a brown one. Do you see how saturated that color is? It glides really well, but you have time to blend it out. So I can smudge it. I've got a little bit of time to kind of work with it a little bit, and then once it sets, that's it. It lasts a really, really long time. So I love these because they're portable, come in several different colors. They're very creamy, but once they set, they are locked down. Next up, we have eyeshadows. Now this pains me to talk about because you guys know my favorite formula of all time is Makeup Geek Shadows. May she rest in peace. I still use these to this day. It's still my favorite formula that I absolutely love. I like the colors there. So since these are no more, my other options that I love, especially for matte finish, is Viseart. Now Viseart is a brand that a lot of professionals love because they're pigmented, they're easy to blend, and they have different sizes. So they have these mini ones. If you guys are looking to save some money and get some smaller versions, these are perfect for travel, but you get all of these beautiful colors. They have a ton of different varieties of palettes to choose from. Like I have several different versions, and this is what I travel with because they're super sleek. You throw them in your bag. They're tiny, but in a good way. Like you still get a lot of product in there, and I love that cool packaging with the little ribbon. Like that was so genius. Love that. So those are my favorite matte finish formulas. They're buttery, they last all day, they're easy to blend, easy to work with, a lot of great colors to choose from. And then for metallics and duochromes, these are hands down the best formula I've ever tried. If I want to sit down and have fun with makeup and experiment and have some great textures, Terra Moon Cosmetics, holy crap, you guys, these are insanely good. I am not sponsored to say this at all. Look at these finishes, you all. They have glitters, they have duochromes, they have metallics, metallics. Like, let me just swatch a few of these. Can you guys see some of that? Look at the shine on that. Do you see the light picking up? Look at that shifting colors. So if you want some really fun multi-shift duochromes and really cool textures for just a very like euphoria type look, these are absolutely gorgeous. They are a dream to work with. They're beautiful to blend. By far my favorite metallics that I've ever used. Next up are pencil eyeliners. So I have two options, a drugstore and a high-end. This one is no surprise for high-end. If you want a ton of different colors to choose from, the Urban Decay 24/7 are really, really good. They're creamy, they blend really well. The main reason I'm saying this is just if you want a very specific color, they have such a wide range of colors that I don't see any brand carrying it at all. But like you guys know, if you want to save money and get a less expensive version and you just want some basic colors like black, purple, gray, blue, nude, get a drugstore one. My favorite one right now is the Maybelline Tattoo Studio. Milani has some really good ones too, but these to me feel very creamy. They're saturated in color. You have a little bit of time. If you like one that can kind of smudge out, you have time to blend that out, and then once it dries, it's set. So that's my favorite drugstore one. Inexpensive. You can get it at Target, most drugstores. Save your money if you can, but if you want some specialty colors, then I would say to get the Urban Decay ones. Side note, the best ones though of all time are those Marc Jacob gel, those highliners, the gel liners that they used to have. They discontinued them, which I don't know why. If they ever come back, I hope they bring those back. If they were still around, I would say that is actually the best formula I've ever tried. Next up are liquid and gel liners. So for liquid, I love the Valentino one. I would usually never say to spend high-end dollars on a liquid liner, but this one is so fabulous because on one end it has a pencil and then on the other end it has your liquid. The point on this and the precision it gives you is incredible, and look at the pigmentation on that. It is super, super, super dark. So if you need very fine tip with a very dark eyeliner, these are incredible. They come in a few different shades, but it's a really beautiful formula. And then for gel liners, I really like the Inglot ones because they come in a ton of different colors. They're super creamy. They go on the waterline really, really well. Anytime you guys see if I have color on my waterline, guaranteed it's gonna be an Inglot one, because my favorite one actually to wear that makes brown eyes pop, hold on, is this blue one, number 67. Gorgeous. I stick a pencil in it, run it in my waterline, instant pop of color. It's very creamy, it's comfortable, it doesn't irritate the eyes at all. It's a beautiful formula. Next category are lip glosses. So the one that I'm wearing right now that I love, this is my favorite formula. I cannot stop wearing it. I even text Manny all the time. I'm like, please bring out more colors of these. The Lunar Beauty lip glosses, you guys, are phenomenal because they're very hydrating. They give you that nice gloss. They're not sticky. They have just the right amount of pigmentation. He did a fabulous job on everything about this. I love the component, how unique it is. It's customized. My favorite color is Coven. That's the one that I wear all the time. I bought two of them, so I have one in my purse. I have one in my filming studio because I wear them that often. I love the formula. But the other one, you guys know, if you want a drugstore version, something that's a little bit less expensive, are the NYX Butter Glosses. I have literally tons of different colors. I've been talking about these for years. These are a great one if you want more pigmentation. So Manny, the Lunar Beauty ones are like moderate pigmentation. The NYX Cosmetics ones, these are more pigmented. So if you want a lot of color but you still want some shine, these are incredible. Let me show you the full gamut of how much I have, you guys. You see all of those colors there. There are so many colors to choose from. So variety, texture, the finish, they feel comfortable on the lips. This is hands down a beautiful lip gloss. Next up is lip liners. Now this is a category that you could save money and get them from a drugstore, but I'm giving you a high-end one only because of the color selection I feel is better than drugstore. But if you want just a basic, like a pink or something, you aren't picky on the exact colors, then I would say get, I think L'Oreal NYX Cosmetics has some great ones, but my favorite for beautiful nudes are the Charlotte Tilbury one. The formula is incredible. It's what I'm wearing right now as well. I have this brownish color one, which is Foxy Brown, and I like this formula because it glides really smoothly. It's not too dry. It doesn't tear up my lips. It glides really easily, and the colors are very natural looking, especially for nudes. If you need a great nude lip liner, no one does it better than Charlotte Tilbury. Next up is lipsticks. Now I have a couple options for you guys. Now this is one category, you guys know I've told you buy drugstore if you can, but I'm going to recommend MAC for this one only because of the massive color selection that you get. If you want a basic color, I would say something like the L'Oreal ones are very good. Milani has some great ones. Those are two formulas that I really like. But as far as options of colors and finishes, no one does lipsticks like MAC. back. So hands down, those are my favorite. This color, Love You Back, I really like because it's super creamy. It sits on the lips comfortably. They have tons of different sheens. They have, you know, their satin, their cream sheen. I forget some of the other finishes that they have. There is no one on the market that I've seen that has the vast variety of lipsticks that MAC has. So that's the reason why I put it in here. But again, if you guys want to save money, get the L'Oreal or Milani ones. I think those are good. My other favorite ones that I cannot stop reaching for, I've worn these for years, it's on my lips right now, are the Sephora ones. I don't know what they're specifically called, you guys, is that the writing is so tiny on here. It's the silver ones like this. I like these. They're almost like a lip balm because it's very shiny. Can you guys see the finish of that? So it's a shiny lipstick. It's almost like a lip balm and a lipstick had a baby, and that's what these Sephora ones are. I'm telling you, like, they're beautiful. They're so comfortable on the lips. They give you nice hydration. They give you some shine. They make my lips look very full and luscious. So I have several of these and I've always worn these. I have them in my purse. I have them in a ton of different colors. They are my favorites. And the next category we have is liquid lipstick. So this hands down is the most comfortable formula I've ever used in my life. It is the Colored Rain liquid lipsticks. I like these a lot because the wand has this flat head to it like this, so it applies really easily. But I like this formula because they're super pigmented and they're comfortable. I have not found another liquid lipstick that doesn't shrivel up, it doesn't crack, it doesn't feel uncomfortable at all. It's very flexible, it's very hydrating. So for me, as I've gotten older, I tend to stay away from liquid lipsticks except for this one because it does not settle in fine lines. It doesn't make me look like I'm parched out in the desert with dry, cracked lips. It's very hydrating, smooth, and comfortable. So love that, and I love the color selection that she has. My favorite color is this one. It is Sugar. It's a great nude. Whew, we made it, you guys. That was a lot of product to cover. So hopefully that helps you guys in figuring out the best of the best. I'm telling you, I've tested a lot of stuff. These are hands down my favorite that I continuously use on a regular basis, and I purchase all of these products with my own money. This is not sponsored. So come back next week, you guys, for some more makeup videos. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you next week for another makeup video on this channel. Have a good one. Bye.